What's up, rockers all across the world, wherever you're at? This is going to be in the future in 2024, and I'm stoked because I haven't talked to this fine gentleman in a while. I haven't seen his tasty beard on a screen besides on the fans page. That's
But
Mr. Zach from the
cheers.
Josephines.
What's up?
Dude, we talked a bit on the offline catching up because we haven't seen each other since like COVID times.
Yeah, dude. It was like right after, I think.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
were in we were I was in like Arkansas or something. We talked. We
Yeah, that's
played
right.
at some
You
like
guys were
old
doing a show.
Masonic
You were playing a
temple.
show at a
Yeah.
hall.
Yeah. And it was like, I remember I was like, I gotta find a cool place to like do this at. And I was like walking around this fucking old Masonic temple, and they just happened to have like a giant theater in there. I was like, this will work. This will do.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my god, dude, it's even though you think about it and like you look at it on paper, COVID was really not that long ago, but it feels a lifetime
I
ago.
know. It really does, dude. It's crazy how just like that, like something like that, a worldwide pandemic can make things seem way weirder. Time
Yeah,
slows down and speeds up all at the same time.
I know, man. COVID time was a real thing, and it's just like it's such a blur.
But it was, I hated it and I loved it all at the same time. It was like because we were so busy at the end of 2019, and like 2020 was supposed to be the year that we were like, okay, we just did 200 and I think it was like 281 shows that year. Like couldn't have been more busy. And we're gonna be even more busy next year. And then it was like, okay, never mind. Go sit on your ass with your thumb up there for a little while. But it's all good. It's all good. We got a record out. It's all good.
Well, now you guys are dude. This is like it seems like 2023. You guys have been like doing shows nonstop. Like you guys have been busy this year.
We've been running, man. We've been running. Yeah. So our drummer actually picked up a gig with LB Shane while we kind of slowed down there for a little bit, and he was like, I got this offer and he wants to pay me pretty good to come out and play drums. And me and Brad were both just like, dude, go. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Go do that. And then our bass player Lee has picked up a gig with this guy named JD Clayton, who's like he's from Arkansas actually, and he does like a roots country kind of red dirt thing. And Lee went out with him, so like me and Brad, like we recorded the new album, which is it's done. It's the last thing we got to do is master it, and then we're out and ready to go. And yeah, so we were just kind of sitting for a minute after the record was done, and me and Brad were like, "Oh shit, we're getting offers for gigs and stuff," and we're like, "We gotta find a fucking drummer and a bass player now." So we've kind of spent this year with like a revolving door of a rhythm section. But it's been awesome, man. We made a bunch of new buddies, couple of cool drummers, really cool bass players. It's been a blast, man.
But you guys have been kind of doing a whole new change up on the rhythm section going forth and doing shows and then finishing up recording and
Yeah, man. Here we go. Woo, there we go. That's better. Yeah, we've just been kind of had like an open door of drummer and bass players for a minute, but here's my dog Pippa. But it's been cool, man. We've made a lot of friends. We've met like a bunch of really cool Nashville guys and a couple buddies that were in some other bands. Like, have you heard of a band called the Damn Shames?
Mm-mm.
Okay, they used to be
no.
called Kiss Bang. Hey, buddy. They were like it was like a more of like an active rock kind of thing, and now they got a new guitar player because their old guitar player Malcolm is in Blacktop Joe now.
Oh,
so that's
shit.
kind of
okay.
that show with him
Oh,
happened.
yeah.
So yeah, we were in need of a bass player and actually a guitar player for a show. So I called those guys up, and the lead guitar player and bass player from their band just were like, "Fuck yeah, dude, let's do it!" And they jumped on. So we played a few shows with them, and it's been a blast, man. We've just been kind of rekindling old friendships and meeting new people.
Dude, it's so funny. It's like as far as like everything is separated in the music world, like I met Blacktop Mojo dudes like I don't know 2-3 years ago, and we knew the same guys and some
Yeah.
and you did a couple runs with them and stuff and playing with them out in Kentucky, and so it's like
Yeah,
it's
man. We played a few shows with them. Those guys are great.
yeah, man, Matt Cat. They're all
Yeah.
nicest dudes in the world. So fucking great, man.
Absolutely.
So I remember seeing you guys post about it. I'm like, damn, that's a match in heaven right there.
Yeah. It honestly was, man, because like Brad, our lead singer, he is the consummate just like shit talker. He'll fuck with you if you give him the opportunity. And like Matt does this thing where he'll wear like a coverall thing, and Brad saw me. He's like, "You look like the Cabbage Patch Kid doll version of like a fucking mechanic right now," and like he loved it. So it's like from the word go, we're either gonna be best friends or we're gonna hate each other. And luckily enough, it's gonna be a
Well, then also you've been playing with good dudes, freaking like them Dirty Roses as well, man. Again, small world.
yeah, man. Those guys are our homies. They're like literally if we have a lot of really good friends that we've played out on the road, but there's not been another band beside them Dirty Roses. It's like we met and we were like, oh God, this is a recipe for disaster in the best way possible. I think the first time we met, we did two like back to back, and I think all of us may have slept for like 2 hours on the entire like 48-hour run. So and it's been like that pretty much every time that we get together. One of us always blacks out, like somebody's dragging somebody out from under a car. Like it's always a mess in the best way.
When I finally, because I never met the dudes until this year, because I've been following them and all they follow me, but I've never met them until they played out here in
Right.
California, and
Okay.
also some of my buddies that were opening up with them, and I was like, oh yeah, dude, you guys played out Josephine, and it was Zach and everybody, and he was like, oh yeah, tell them to fuck off.
Yeah, dude, that's our whole repertoire. Like the first show we played with them, their bass player Ben. It's like they're on stage. Like it was a packed house. It was fucking great. They played like, how many of y'all think we're fucking better than the Josephines? Let me get a hell yeah. And I'm like, you dreaded fucking motherfucker. But it was great. Like, but it's like that's how we are with all of our friends. It's just like it's tons of shit and like just like throwing dirt in each other's eye, but it's always with a wink. So
It sounds like this is the complete package of a U.S. tour that needs to happen.
dude,
Blacktop
go.
Mojo, Roses, and Josephines.
Let's
I'm,
go,
I'm,
man.
I'm
I'm
putting it
I'm
right
into it.
here. Boom. So everyone can work it out. All right, let's map it out. Yeah,
I
that's
don't think anybody's too opposed to it. Maybe our livers would be, but
that's
we'll
exactly
get
what
through
I'm gonna
it. We'll
say.
do it. We get sponsored by Prime and like what's that Liquid IV and a few things to just keep the electrolytes up.
Yeah, exactly. And get some Wild Turkey or Buffalo Trace. Oh, Bullet. Let's get Bullet. Sponsored
Dude,
by Bullet.
what? Let's go. Let's go. Whatever.
Riding through the West. Bullet Will Tour. Boom. Hey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
Well,
great.
besides that, because it's always cool. It's like you guys are. It's great to hear. Some bands are always weird about when their players are going off doing other projects, and like some people hate that shit. But it sounds like you guys
Yeah.
are all about welcoming and letting everyone does your own thing, and like you yourself
Absolutely.
on the 30th, you're doing an old school throwback homie show with your first
Dude,
band ever in high school.
hard throwback. Yeah, man. So yeah, our local like legendary dive bar Tidballs is sadly coming to an end, and like the 30th of this month is like one of the last nights. And John, the owner, called me and he was just like, "Hey, man, what do you think about getting a secret back together?" And I was like, I think I was like about a half a bottle deep of fucking Maker's Mark at that point. I was like, oh. And yeah, I just hit up all the dudes, and everybody was like, "Yeah, let's go." And so yeah, that was literally the first time I ever played in a bar was with this band. I was like 16, and somehow or another we played it to where like they didn't realize that we were underage. So like my dumb ass, my like 16, like 110-pound skinny ass is just running around blackout drunk, being an idiot. But we're bringing it back. We're bringing it back. Just a few years on.
Hey, you never know, man. There might be some more runnings after that. You guys like, damn, I missed this. You might want to do some more.
Dude, I'm like going back and like listening to all the recordings that we had, and I was just like, we were ridiculous. Like this music is so weird. Our lead guitar player he's a fireman now, and our lead guitar player from that band and bass player both like went into firefighting after that. And but he was like the most insane guitar player. Like at like 16, I'm like, dude, how in the fuck? Like this is some like John 5 like wacky ass like just making noises and all this stuff. And but like going back and listen to it now, like, decade later, I'm just like, okay, we got to remember how to play guitar like that. We got to remember how to like sing like that and like want to sing these songs that I wrote when I was just even stupider than I am now.
Wait, so
It'll
are
be
you
fun.
hopping on bass for them? Were you a bass back then with
Oh,
them
dude,
guys?
I was the lead singer.
Oh
I was
shit.
I was guitar and the lead singer. Yeah,
Damn, frontman Zach.
I'm dude, it's slightly different. Just a lot sweatier, even sweatier than I usually am. So
I'm telling you, man, you guys, maybe this one show will rekindle it. You guys want to do is do a remaster, is do a fucking updated version.
I mean we're supposed to be getting together for our first rehearsal for it. I think on Tuesday. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, man. It's either gonna be a train wreck or a good train wreck. It's not gonna be anything other than a train wreck, but it just depends on if it's good or bad.
Yeah, just get the booze going and see what happens. Yeah.
As always, man. Stay on brand. All
All
right,
right.
hold on just a second. We got the dogs freaking out. Hey, chill out. Chill out. We're gonna bring this little guy over here to join the party. Rocco, say hey to Justin. Say hey.
So what else is now going on? I think the last shows you guys got for Josephines were back in November. Are there any future ones going to be
Yeah.
planning up?
We're doing a slow rev up for 2024. We've got a buddy that is he's a visual artist, he's a painter, and he's a absolute badass. His name's Brandon Owen. And he's doing an art show, like a big like gallery thing in Nashville on the 6th of January. So me and Brad are gonna do a little acoustic thing for that. And then we gotta get
It's a
the
cool
record master.
idea, you know, as you
Yeah,
guys.
man, it's gonna be awesome, dude. We've talked a little bit about him maybe doing the album artwork, so we're gonna probably expand on that idea once we get to the gallery and see what happens, man.
Oh, I was gonna say, even I could see, dude, you guys doing like an acoustic EP. That would be ballsy as fuck.
We've talked about it because we do it every once in a while. Like we'll randomly do an acoustic show, and we're like with like when Lee and Dave were both gone, we're like, okay, shit, what are we gonna do? We're like, okay, we can hire some Nashville dudes and lose half of our like payout per show, just like right off the bat, paying two like pros to do it, or we
Yeah.
can just go do an acoustic. And our manager was just like, no, you're not doing an acoustic. And we're like, okay, cool. And now we're like in debt. So we're like, maybe this acoustic is not such a bad idea.
No, because it's like especially for like some of the songs, like a stripped down version of it, it'd be sick. Like my buddies in
Yeah,
Of
dude.
Limbo, they out here, they're party rock and roll, but
Yeah, dude. They're awesome.
as they were freaking in the process of figuring out, where they're going with their like new members, getting people to do stuff and going on
All
tour,
right.
they did special acoustic shows, and they threw in their own mixes of like they did Alice in Chains covers and stuff like that.
Ooh, that's cool. That's cool.
That's such a sick idea, just to switch
Heck
it up.
yeah. 100%, man. And so this will be like the test. We've done one acoustic thing, like right when the record was done, we did an acoustic thing with like our producers that did this last record because they're both like awesome guitar players and can both sing and do all this stuff. So they came out and played with us, and but we're gonna test it out as like the two piece and see how crazy we can make it. Guys, really, little respect here. Come on. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Do we want Wi-Fi or do we want dogs barking?
It's dog fi, bro.
Dude, it is. This is just my life. When I'm home, it's wrangling a bunch of like rowdy little dogs. You're
So
okay, buddy.
you kind of brought up on the whole like hiring Nashville guys, and like for everyone who don't understand, he's in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and he's not that far from Nash. Like 'cause the state line is
Yeah,
pretty close to each other,
yeah.
and
We're like with how I usually drive, I can get there in like 45 minutes. It should take about an hour. I can usually get there in about 45 minutes.
and I don't think this is really everyone talks about like maybe obviously the LA music scene, maybe Austin, maybe New York and stuff like that, but no one really talks about the independent because there's a huge influx in that whole area where you're at, huge saturation market of independent artists and everyone playing,
Yeah.
and no one talks about what's going on in that area and how it is being an independent artist where you're at.
Dude, it's crazy because I mean, God, seriously. Oh my God. Here, we're just gonna take a little walk for a second. Dude, in Kentucky, especially, like there is a lot of it in Nashville too, just because it's such a huge like market. and like so many people have moved to Nashville just to be in the scene, especially in like the country rock kind of thing. But man, Kentucky, I mean, people forget that like Sturgill Simpson, like his first stuff he put out on his own. Like, and then he got 30 Tigers on it. And Tyler Childers, dude, he was the like king of like indie. Like he was an independent artist. And like, because we've like flirted with the idea of like, oh man, wouldn't it be nice to sign a record deal and like talk to a few people? And it's just always like it doesn't seem to ever like you don't ever seem to match up with like the business idea of it.
Yeah.
So like, and we've talked to, and like shit, them Dirty Roses, man, they're independent. They've got a management company and they've got a booking agency. They don't have a fucking record deal. They put everything out on their own. So we're like, you know what? Fuck this shit. Let's just go. Let's just be us. Let's like succeed or fail on our own terms. So we'll see what happens. But it's like and it seems with like how Spotify and Apple Music is kind of capitalized, or like not capitalized, but like gone through the roof with like people don't listen to the radio anymore.
Yeah.
Like they're listening to like Spotify playlists.
Yeah.
And like you got Zane Lowe like recommending shit on Apple Music and stuff like that. So we're just trying to go with like where we want to be, like, and people like Whiskey Myers and like American Aquarium, like one of my favorite bands of all time. That motherfucker has been independent from the word go. He was like an absolute drunk for a while and was eating shit for a minute, but then it worked. Like persistence pays off, kind of thing. So that's the name of the game as far as I'm concerned, because like especially like having dealings with like Music Row folk, for some people works and it's perfect. Like our buddies in the Cadillac 3, they're on Big Machine. They're on the biggest label that you could possibly be on, and they're killing it. And Big Machine treats them great, but like they're the exception to the rule. I feel like most bands, especially like bands with like that don't like sit in like the constraints of like what is popular right now, kind of just get fucked by labels. So it's weird. I could talk forever about this, and I would probably dig myself a hole that I could never climb out of. Like I know how the Josephines sound, and I know that like we teeter on this line between like 7 different like genres, if you will. So like, and I don't know where anybody would put us, because I don't even know where to put us. Like we have our own like lane that we're traveling in, and people will be like, well, I don't know if you're a rock band or if you're a country band or if you're a hard rock band or a rock band or if you're a country rock band. I'm like, dude, we're us. So
do you think there's a do you think, because I've noticed now, at least out in that area, and I don't know if it's just like the purpose of it. They don't want to be labeled as a country artist, that they're trying to stay on more southern rock so they can get them more mainstream playlists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you think being labeled as a country artist is being kind of drifting away now?
Maybe a little bit, but it's like it's how everything goes. It's like I'm trying to think of the best way. Like in the
have
early
their own music awards. They have their own. It's like literally. It's like it's like Christian rock.
Right.
Yeah, it has its own thing.
Yeah. Well, dude, yeah. I mean, breaking into like the like mainstream country world is like how Jelly Roll did it is beyond me. Besides the fact that he's just like a fucking cool ass dude and he's super funny. It's like I don't know anybody that like you meet Jelly Roll and you're like, how do you not like this guy? But like, and like he was a fucking rapper.
Yeah,
but like,
yeah. I mean, he's going to like, Yellow Wolf. I've seen him as an opener as a rapper.
Yeah, but like then he did that Sometimes Why thing with Shooter. That's like an outlaw country thing. So it's like I feel like rap and mainstream country can cross over a lot easier than like rock and roll and hard rock and active rock and indie rock and country can. Even though those what I just said fits more in line with like what real country music is as opposed to fucking rap. But
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, it just I noticed that like where are you guys? What line is Josephines trying to go into? Because it's like once you get that label of a country thing, you're going to be stuck on country playlist, country this, and it's not going to be on the general population playlist.
Right. And I mean, I don't really know. That's like when we put out our first stuff and we first started touring, we got the country thing a lot more because like when we first started, like my brother Alex wasn't playing lap steel, but even like the lap steel like gives it that like country thing, but he doesn't play it like, you know, like Grady Martin or like some like country like great. Like he plays it like fucking Alan Collins from Skinner. Like it's, you know, it's weird, but like, you know, me and Brad, when we get together and write songs, it's like his voice lends to that like country styling. So like we just kind of always lean into that, and then sometimes I'll have to just be like, dude, we need a fucking rock song. Like we need one right now. So like I'll like write like a musical piece on my own, and he'll show up with like, well, I was drunk on this airplane, and here's some lyrics, and I'm like, oh shit, we've got the new like Jerry Reed meets Leonard Skinner tune. So but yeah, I don't know where the hell we're gonna go with it. Like the stuff on this new record, like we really leaned into the idea of like, let's write some songs, some like not pop songs, but some like let's really think about these melodies and let's work on hooks and like really drive this part home. So like this next record, like we've got a few songs that are like way fucking popular than anything else that we put out, but it still sounds like us. It's just like us with a purpose, I guess, if you will. Like we really made it a point of like we're gonna do this, as opposed to like usually where we're just like, that's a cool song, let's just smack them all together.
Well, it's great you brought it up. I was going to bring it up as well. Is that, you know, it's been 3 years since your guys' debut album, Cocaine and Cowboys. Fucking amazing name,
Yeah.
amazing album. And you just mentioned
Thanks, man.
up, you guys are already working on doing the masters for the new album. What's going down with this new music, new single, new?
So we're still trying to figure out what we want to do release wise. We may just do like the thing that's the thing now, and just like release singles across it, because we did 10 songs in total. So if we really wanted to, you know, that's a year's worth of content, if you will, which would probably be the smart thing to do. And like just release it as it goes, and then put just like at the end of it, it's like, okay, there's the record. So
you could do 2 EPs and go the book of Josephine, the book of Josephine 1, the book of Josephine 2.
The hell with the Josephines. But yeah, man, it's already like like I said, it's 9 songs of ours, and we actually did a cover on there. It's like our first time ever like really pushing a cover, and it's a Tom Waits song. So Saturday Night, if you know that tune, it doesn't sound anything like Tom Waits' version. It sounds like the Josephine.
It should be.
Cool, man.
Yeah, cover should be a different rendition of how it originally was, but still make it, you know, it's like it's good, but it's your version of theirs.
Yeah. And it's like Brad's always said it, like any interview that he's ever done, he's like, who's your favorite artist? Like Tom Waits. Immediately, he's like, favorite actor, Tom Waits. Favorite musician, Tom Waits. So, and it's like trying to get him to do a cover is like really hard. Like back in the day when we first started, we did Seminole Wind by John Anderson, because we were just like, what's the most ridiculous song that we could possibly do? And me and Brad were like, I don't know, smoking weed or something in the living room, like flipping through like videos on YouTube, and the Seminole Wind like live video came on, and we were like, dude, what if we took this John Anderson song and just turned it into Freebird? Like literally just turned this song into fucking Freebird. And we did it, and Dave, like we did it like 3 or 4 times, and Dave was like, I hate this. He's like, I don't want to do this. I fucking hate it. And we haven't really touched like a cover since then. But yeah, we were in the studio with the producers, and they were like, you guys should do a cover. And we're like, that's not what we do. And Bill Satcher, he's actually the lead guitar player at a band called 1,000 Horses. He was like, well, you guys love Tom Waits, right? And we're like, well, yeah. He's like, well, what about Heart of Saturday Night? We're like, it's literally like the most like slow creeping ballad. Like that's like slow, and like the smooth thing is not kind of what we do. We're more like, you know, a Molotov cocktail through the front window kind of guy, kind of band. And he's like, let's just make it like back in the USSR meets Tom Waits. And we were like, okay. And we like sat in a room for like 5 hours and just like hammered it out. And by the end of it, we were all like, okay, this is sick. This is badass. And then come to find out, do you know how you get permission to do a Tom Waits song?
Did you have to actually talk to him?
You don't get it. Well, no, you do it. and then whether or not you get to put it out and whether or not he takes his like publishing credit on it is whether or not he likes it. So we've been sitting on this. We're like, well, let's wait until we get it mastered. But in all actuality, it's like I'm fucking terrified because if he's like, yeah, I want my publisher credit, I'm like, he fucking hates it. Oh my god, he hates
That's funny. But I mean,
we'll see. Fingers
at the
crossed,
same
man.
time, it's gonna be pretty fucking epic when he says he actually likes it.
Dude, I would love that. That would mean more to me than anything I've done in my music career at this point.
Like if you can get him in writing to put it on in writing, and then you guys can frame it.
And I'd just be like him like spitting into a piece of paper and send it to us. Because Tom Waits wouldn't do anything normal.
Well, is there a definitive timeline, I guess, for this coming year if you're gonna release a first single?
We don't have a definitive timeline yet, no, but February is when we're trying to really narrow down the mastering. So me and Brad have been talking about who we want to do it. We've got the guy that did our Cocaine Cowboys. It's actually, his name's Jordan Westfall. He's actually Blackstone Cherry's front of house guy. And
heck yeah. Dude, their new album is so good.
Dude, and Jordan did that record. That's like they did that
so
with Jordan.
Fucking good, man. They're incredibly underrated band. Hardly criminally underrated.
100%. They actually, I think it was Saturday, last night or Friday night. I can't remember which one. But they're getting inducted to the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame.
Oh,
they surprised. They did like a hometown show in Glasgow this weekend, and like they got surprised at the show that they're the first hard rock band in Kentucky Music Hall of Fame history. I was like, makes my heart warm. I love it because those guys are the best. Guys are the best. But yeah, so Jordan Westfall we have, that's the thing. I'm just like spilling all the beans on it. We don't have any plan. But then the guy that did our EP is a guy named Jim Domain who works at this place called Yes Master in Nashville. He's awesome too. But it's like we're just trying to figure out what we want to do with it. We don't know. Yeah. We're still kind of like getting the idea of what we want to really do next year as far as like releasing the music goes. So it's like, do we want to just get the whole album mastered, or do we want to actually like sort it all out and figure out singles and then like just kind of do like song by song? And that way we can kind of, instead of thinking about it as one cohesive thing to where all the songs need to sound like they go together, trying to make each song just as fucking gnarly as it can on its own, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's exciting, man. It's stoked to hear that you guys do have stuff. You're almost done to get the mastering it, and where you guys want to get it produced, and that out, and then hopefully, coming in 2024 this year, that's
fucking new Josephines. Plan, man. That's the plan. Yeah, brother.
I gotta say, I'm glad I still have it. I kept it in pristine condition. To hell with the Josephine shirt. That should be on a hat. Just gotta say, it needs to be. That's the branding I think that we're gonna kind of push for this next year, because we've been sitting on merch. We haven't done new merch in a minute just because it's just expensive. Everything's, I mean, shit, just from 2022 to 2023, the price of everything is just like doubled. Yeah. So like we've been like, let's just like road dog this, and we'll think about all that for 2024. Yeah. But to hell with the Josephines, there will be more to hell with the Josephines. I've had a lot of compliments on that shirt. I don't know who they are. Like people in the gym.
Hell yeah.
They're like, I'm gonna look up the band now.
Yes.
But it's fun. I'm sure if you follow him on Instagram, he's a guitar nerd. He is a 100% guitar nerd, and we've sent each other a couple stuff once in a while on Instagram. We see some boutique shit. What are some boutique companies that you're vibing right now, pedal wise?
Okay, so Brown Amplification. I've been a JHS guy for a long time, and actually, hold on, I've got it right here. This bad boy, the V2 Sweet Tea, which is like their version of what is it? One side's like the Marshall like JCM 800 basically, and then the other side is like a tube screamer kind of thing. Yeah. That's been my go-to like overdrive pedal forever, because like I play like I'm either playing like a Fender Deluxe, which is super clean, or a Vox AC30, which is like kind of clean. Yeah, because I can't do the Brian May. Our band's not big enough for me to just turn everything all the way up all the time. But yeah, I used that forever. But I had a buddy that got one of these Brown amplification. It's called a Protein, and it's the same kind of thing. It's a dual overdrive, but theirs is like it's one side's like a Marshall Blues Breaker, and then the other side is like a Nobles ODR1, which is like a tube screamer with more mids in it,
Yeah.
which I think sounds way better than a normal tube screamer.
Yeah, personally,
And
I scream at my mids anyway. That's what I want.
exactly. I mean, you want to cut, boost your mids.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got that thing, and dude, it was like usually you have like when you get a new pedal and you put it on the board, it's like you have to reacclimate your entire brain of like, how is this going to work with everything else that's on the.
Oh, it's surgery.
Yeah, it is. But dude, I put this fucking protein on my pedal board, and it was like the no learning curve at all. It just worked, and everything just sounded better. And I was like, oh, sorry, Josh, this thing's gotta go. I'm not selling it. I'm selling on to it because I fucking love it. But like, but yeah, the brown amplifications protein is like that's been my new thing. I love it. I absolutely love it.
And you've been a big I'm on a 50-50 line of analog and digital. Have you ever messed around with some of these new amp modelers and stuff like that?
Oh yeah,
I know people are
I
going
have.
the quad core, and like I have this new head rush, the MX5, which is kind of like
Dude, okay, I've heard the head rushes are awesome. Do you love it?
I fucking love it. It's pretty sick. The full mobility touchscreen, how you can change literally change how you want your patch arrangement anyway.
That's awesome.
My only complaint is it's just like it's so much easier being able to adjust everything right on your pedal board in front of you. On these
Right.
on these things, you have to back out of each screen and go back and adjust
Yeah.
everything. That's what I
See
don't.
that's my thing, man. I've got a buddy that's got one of the Helix, the like big boy Helixes with like the pedal on it, or the whammy pedal thing on it and everything. And I love it. And it honestly, the newest patch update that they did, they like put a new AC30 IR on there that sounds unfucking believable. And one of the 2204 Marshall 800 mods, like the Tom Morello slash like mod, and like if you've got one of the like if you've got 212s you can push it through, dude, it fucking sounds exactly like aside from like you're standing right in front of it and it's not as much air like moving, but like it sounds dead up like it. And like I really like it, but like I'm such like a Luddite when it comes to like guitar stuff. Like in the studio, I'm all about it. Like I love all the quad Cortex like stuff, like what's the word I'm looking for? Their software.
Yeah.
So good. There's a couple guitar tracks that I cut for the new Josephines record. That's like it's all in the box. It's all that stuff, dude. Because they're what is it? The Tone King, dude.
Oh no, the Tone Master from Fender.
Yeah. Dude, it's so good, so good,
That
so
looks
good.
sick too. I was watching all the videos on it. I'm like, all right, I can kind of get behind this.
Yeah, absolutely. And we played a show in Nashville. Dude, it was probably like 6 months ago, and they had a one of the the Princeton Reverb Tone Masters, like the all solid state one. I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. Let's just see. And I just went through it. There's fucking 3 knobs, and I was just like, all the way up. And I was like, oh, this sounds pretty saucy. I like it.
The only thing I have not found, because this is my second one I've had, and then another one I was using called an Ampero, which was really good as well. I actually like their guitar tones a lot better than I did at least the heads and the cabinets they had for their IRs. Better than Head Rush so far. And Head Rush you can upload your own. But the one thing I can't find so far, at least between these ones, I'm sure maybe Quad or even if the Helix with their new updates, I can't find it. Like some of the reverbs and delays, it just don't sound the same.
Yeah, that's so I have 4 delay pedals on my board. Like I have more delay on my board than anything. So like I'm nitpicky about that stuff. And you're absolutely right. Cause like the best like spring reverb that I can think, or not even just spring reverb for guitar, like the best reverb you can get are like those old Fender reverb tanks, like before they actually started putting them in the amps. And Boss did a run, I think, boom, here we go. Boss did this run, the 63 Fender reverb, and it's like, it sounds exactly like those old tanks do. And this thing, like, I don't know why this thing isn't more like sought after, because they did it, I think, for like a year, and then they just like stopped making them completely. And I'm like absolutely blown away that these things aren't like fucking $1,000 on reverb right now, because it sounds exactly like that spring reverb box, and like you can hit it and it like makes the like that crazy reverb sound. And then but then delay, like I've got one of the DM2 like Wazacraft like that I just use for like a slapback, which stays on the entire time I'm playing guitar. But I've got that, but then I've got like 3 digital or delay pedals. So it's like for delay, it's different because like a good like dotted eighth delay kind of thing, like digital works. Like the Eventide H9, like they've got a ping pong-ish like dotted eighth delay that I've done.
Yeah.
Hey, that and it sounds super good. But yeah, the Helix, I love their guitar amp sounds, but as far as like their effect stuff goes, I think the Quad Cortex kind of has them smacked on that.
That's what I've only seen videos of them. I've never messed around with it, even though I know one of my buddies has one and I haven't asked him about it. Because I haven't seen, I've been using a lot of my amp modelers more for on the pedal side. If anything,
right.
I love my amps and like I love my actually at least like the Nero DSP their stuff. If I'm going to do anything recording wise, they have killer fucking cabinets.
Yeah.
So I've only used it on the pedal side for them, and I'd like the Head Rush, their overdrive distortion, and also they have a huge collection, and also their drop pedal is such a fucking nice feature.
Dude, I've got a drop. I've got the Digitech drop. I actually got it from Malcolm in Blacktop Mojo. We were talking about it because I was like, dude, I'm taking fucking 4 guitars on the road because we've got like 3 different tunings that we use, and then one of those is like the difference between like a drop D and standard. And then I've got one I need a capo. So I was like, I need to have multiple guitars. He's like, you need to get one of those fucking drop pedals, brother. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he sent me a video doing it. And I was like, dude, this shit tracks like perfect. And he's like, I'm getting rid of it because he's like, that whole band, they're all like Helix. So he's like, the one that I'm Helix. Yeah, he's like, it sounds perfect, so I don't need it anymore. He's like, I'll send you mine if you want to buy it from me. I was like, let's fucking go, dude. I got it, and literally I played 1 chord through it, and it's not left my board since then.
The only thing I've noticed,
it's so
only a couple times I'll have to adjust something on my amp. It may lose a little bit out of like a little ump on the gain or something like that, or a bump up on my overdrive just to give it a little more kick. That's the only thing I've noticed. Some drop pedals,
yeah, and but yeah, that's and I don't. That's so. Do you know what's going on with Digitech? Because didn't they like went out of business, and then didn't somebody else like buy the IP?
I don't know. It's kind of weird. I know their stuff. Everything in their stuff is bumped up in value now too, as well. Everything's So I don't think anyone's really talked about what's going on with them. No one's even. It's been all quiet.
Yeah, because that was the thing. Like when he told me about that pedal, I was like, so it's basically just like the whammy pedal without the like actual like foot pedal thing on. Pretty.
Yeah.
It just goes by like
everything. You can go, dude. Everything from their drop pedal, and then also the Digitech whammy. It's like fucking skyrocketed in prices, dude. Skyrocketed.
Yeah, it's crazy. And man, so yeah, that's that. I like buying that pedal. I was just like, I'm not giving Digitech enough credit for like how like on the money they are with like that technology specifically, like the octave pitch bending stuff. It's like insane. It's absolutely insane.
A nice comparison if you just don't want to put the money down for a crazy like Rammy pitch shifter, dime baggy sound kind of thing.
Yeah.
The Boss Harmonist pitch shifter is pretty sick.
Okay. I've seen that. I've never messed with it. Is that the one that you can actually like it has like you can like hold the button down and it'll do like the sweep up and
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And you can
that's what
you can
go for it.
You can change the key it's in too, whatever key you want to be in. It's pretty. There's a lot of gnarly features on it, and they're stackable. I have one, and you can like stack them in different ways and how you want them to use and change different things. It's sick.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Boss is the shit. They make such good stuff.
And they're
I need to check that out.
They're rightfully priced too. Like I don't think they're like super. Like I use my Super Overdrive. That was only like $80. What other stuff I got from them? Like they are very affordable for their shit, and they're great shit.
100%. And it and here we go. There's one more. Actually, 2 more. I take it back. These 2 pedals, 2 of the most unsung heroes of like distortion world. Like this DS1 is like the fucking best sound in the world. It sounds great. If you just need like rock guitar 101, that thing right there. And this fuzz pedal is out of control good too. I think they just put out like a Wazacraft version of it. And I've
Dude,
been like, should I get it?
the one that's really hard to find, and I got it by accident. I got it for free because I was picking up. It was during COVID. This lady was getting rid of her roommate's music stuff that left it there. I picked up an old Laney AOR 1980s and matching cap,
Ooh, that's
and
awesome.
she threw in a Ibanez fuzz pedal, and
Whoa, my dude, that whole line of stuff is awesome.
so fucking killer, dude. So great,
Dude,
man.
that's like the Wes Borland pedals. Like I just remember him like pumping the Ibanez, that like specific line of like pedals.
Dude,
God,
and
that's awesome.
like
I'm jealous.
their future innovation of being able to push it in and out to lock where you're at,
Yeah,
so
that's
fucking great. Oh,
so sick.
loved it. That was one of the best like free things I could have got.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, you came out like a bandit on that one.
But like we talked a little bit offline too. Another great company I've been like for boutique stuff is Noise FX. Those dudes are fucking
Yes, dude.
gnarly.
Killers. There's so many dope little like, and I guess they're boutique because I guess until you become, a boss or something, you're gonna be
Yeah, being
boutique.
sold in
Or
stores, distributed, or at Amazon or some shit.
but, yeah, but no, dude, Noise FX is great. Have you heard of Wonder Effects?
Yes, yes, I've seen them pop up on my Instagram
Dude,
feed. Yeah,
Wonder that dude, they're bad. Was it the blue? There's one that's blue. It's like blue velvet or something, and they've got one called like a Red Rider, and both of those pedals are stupid. Like it's like, and it's more like he's like kind of geared towards like I'm gonna recreate like your favorite sounds from like emo in 2003 to 2007 kind of thing. So it's like if you want to sound like tell all your friends Taking Back Sunday, get the fucking Red Rider, and you're like in like sin, man. It's crazy.
that's sick. Well, it's always fun. Like I know whenever I'm gonna talk to you, we're gonna go heavily in fucking guitar nerd shit because it's like you are deep into the analog world. It's like
Guilty as
it's
charged.
it's never ending, man. It's a never ending library of shit and how you can do it. That's the beautiful side of versus the digital side of how you can use
Yeah,
put things in their chain of command and ordering and everything.
it's crazy.
But as we're wrapping it up, I know you're a big Corn fan, and it's fun to ask other huge Corn lovers. Let's go into your top 5 favorite Corn songs. Top 5 all time favorite Corn.
Oh man. All right. 5. What's 5 gonna be? Five's gotta be. Let's go with Freak on a Leash. That's like the easy like in on it. Freak on a Leash. 4, Got the Life. 3 is probably Good God. 2, maybe Clown. Maybe Clown. And number 1's Twist. It makes no sense. Like from the moment I heard that album, like that first song, there's not another opening track on an album that just rips your fucking head off. Like Jonathan Davis just doing this weird new metal scat, and then just this nasty, dissonant, heavy blast. Like I love, like if I need when I need to get going in the morning, that's what I put on. I pour the most like intense cup of coffee I can make and just put on Twist.
We have one of the same. I would say Freak Unleashed was your. I had a feeling you were gonna put Freak Unleashed in there, but that's not in my top 5. I think it's just too. I don't know. I got so burnt on it. Like everyone knew them from
That's
Freak.
fair. That's fair.
Everyone knew it, but they had such a great deep catalog. Got the Life is my
They
5.
really do.
Got the Life is fucking
Okay.
great banger. Here to Stay, dude. That fucking.
Dude, yeah. You're right. Yeah, I'm so bad about like once you get past Issues, like I just like it's not like that's when like my musical taste started to like shift. So like I forget about all the good shit that they put out post Issues. You're right. You're absolutely right. Dude, I need to reevaluate my top 5.
Here to Stay, that fucking riff is just so fucking hard. It's such a like
it is.
Oh my god. Alone I Break. That was fucking they're more
Alone I Break is
Such a great little slower song. Did My Time.
Yeah. Yeah,
Then
my time's awesome. Damn it.
number one though,
Yours is better than mine. Yours is already better.
Falling Away from Me.
What is
Dude, Falling Away from
falling
Me.
away from me?
Never get
I need
tired.
to I need to go back and listen to one again. I'm not gonna lie. I've let it settle because I've been on this like West Borland thing here
Yeah,
recently.
yeah, yeah.
So I've been like Limp Bizkit like super hard. So like all the other like new metal stuff that I was into, I kind of like fell off on a little bit. I need to revisit all the Corn stuff. I need to revisit all the Corn stuff.
I
God, yeah,
did.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
But it's like, I think it was like last week. I was like, I haven't listened to Corn in a while because I don't. And it's nothing against their new album and everything like that. All their new, like the last like 5 years or whatever, the new stuff they're doing.
Yeah,
Nothing against it, but it's like everything up to was it the Look on the Other Side, See You on the Other Side, or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah. And like during, I would say like, and I'm not being, biased and saying it because I love Ray. Ray is a killer, amazing drummer, and it's not just because of him, but like the albums that Dave was on are just like the most iconic
Dude,
albums in the fucking world.
yeah.
Dude.
And that
Nothing
like that's the
against
thing.
Ray. Nothing against him. It's just the Dave era was gnarly.
Yeah, because that dude played drums like, and he was like what, like 14 when he joined the band or something. Like
Yeah.
the way he was playing was like very, very different for especially like 1994. Like
Yeah.
nobody was playing drums like that, and he was just a kid. It's crazy. It is crazy.
But as we got to wrap it up, it's stoked to hear that Josephines are coming out with new music. I'm looking forward
Thanks.
to hopefully hear a new single will pop up. Something will go on there. See more information to pop up. Maybe get you guys to come out to a West Coast. I still think it, man. This needs to happen. Blacktop Roses, Josephines, U.S. tour. Let's fucking go.
That'd be a gnarly tour. We'd all just have to pile onto the fucking Blacktop's bus, and they would never invite us out on the road ever again.
Their bus is huge, man. They're fucking thing.
Yeah,
It's funny when they come out here and play in Cali, and you just see this giant ass fucking bus in these narrow Cali streets.
Yeah, dude. That I can only imagine like in like San Francisco and like fucking New York, dude. Like, get out of here. Why would you want to? Like, how would you even do that? You'd have to have like a pro, like this is a tour bus driver, because like they all have like their license, like they can drive. They all drive the bus.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I thought you got a bus, you didn't have to drive.
Man, after fucking going on tour last year with Dead Posey and being their TM and driving with the trailer, I became damn well good at parallel parking.
Right?
I
Dude,
got
we got so annoyed with it that we just like we're like there's because we've got like one of the sprinters that we've like converted into like a
yeah,
minibus kind of thing.
yeah.
So we've got bunks in the back and stuff. Well, we've got 4 bunks in the back. So like if you need to sleep, like we can. But we took one of the bunks out and we were like, fuck this trailer, dude, because we got like a bus trailer. We've got a huge ass trailer. We're like,
Yeah.
we can cram all this shit in the back of the van and still be fine. Because it's such a pain in the ass. And you get so much gas mileage when you're not pulling a trailer. It's crazy.
Oh, dude. But dude, it was phenomenal to catch up. It's been way too fucking long, and
it has, man. Let's not make it so long next time.
And it definitely, I just need. I was supposed to go out for that Dirty Roses show in Josephines, but man, tickets out to Cincinnati were so expensive, man. That's the thing, because flights were just so expensive. It wasn't even because I was going to stay with Rebecca, and it wasn't.
Oh
even, yeah. But it was just the flights, man. Flights are just so gnarly right now. So it's like
I cannot, man. I wish you could have made it. Because that was a fun night. That was a really fun night.
I know. But I'll make it for this year for a Josephine show. I actually want to do it in the Bowling Green. I want to go to a hometown show of your guys because that's gonna be the party.
Oh yeah. That it is, man. That's the thing. This last Titball show, we had folks like that like flew in for it. I'm like, what? Why? Why did you fly in for this? Like, what is this town? Like, all right. I'm like, was it worth it? They were like, totally. I'm like, cool, man.
But I'll always keep you guys bumped. I'm always pumping your music, always supporting it.
I appreciate it so much, brother.
Always keep everybody on the loop. I'll have all the links posted to their website. Buy some merch, support them, and follow their music Instagram page. They're always doing shows. But if you're out there in their area, you're gonna catch them. You're gonna have a great time, and you'll probably not be sober.
Yeah, we try to keep people as drunk as we can. You like us a lot more if you're drunk.
But everybody have a great rest of the year and everything, and be on the lookout for the Josephines 2024.
We're coming for you.